What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Today's video is the ugly side of entrepreneurship. Why entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. It's very easy in the good times for there to be just tons of entrepreneurs. Everybody's an entrepreneur. I'm doing it. You're doing it. We're all doing it. It's when the bad times come, like the economic crash of 2008. It's when bad times come is when you see who the real superstars are. Because a lot of people are kind of riding a wave. They're flipping houses, they're doing all these things, but what happens when they run out of money, or they run out of investors, or they don't have money put aside? A lot of these people will fold. And the reason I'm doing this video is I'm going to name about 5 things that are very big and how you can win, but also let's just have a really truthful side to this. So again, the ugly side of entrepreneurship is no skills. We have a lot of people who have just jumped onto the market because they've lost a job or they're in a tough situation and they're just doing whatever it takes. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of those people are hustling, right? They're doing Uber, they're doing Lyft, they're selling stuff out of their house, they're doing Craigslist, they're doing all these things to bring in money because they've gotten to a situation. Now, when I talk about entrepreneurship with no skills, yes, you can make it. It starts out as a hustle, but you have to find a way to systemize it to make it a business. Number 2 on the skills. Now, when I say skills, I mean you're an insurance adjuster, you're a salesperson, you're a salesman, you're a whatever, right? If you have a legitimate skill that you can take. I have a friend who's an engineer, and he said, you know what? I was so pissed one day, I almost thought about starting my own thing. But I like the comfortableness of having a job. And that's when you have choice, when you have skills, okay? Not that people with no skills don't have a choice, but you have to find a way to make it work for you, okay? Number 2, learning as you go. So many people get information overload. They'll be like, Erica, I'm reading this book, I'm reading that book. What should I do? How do I get better? You're doing too much. You're doing way too much. Take it down a notch. A lot of people are in this information overload and they're reading books and reading books. And I'm going to do a video on that, but they're going over the top. They're absorbing everything they can at one time. Stop. That's information overload. You only need 1 or 2 books and start going. Now, what do I mean by start going? Start investing, start selling, start doing the thing you want to do. Many times people say, Eric, I want to be in real estate. I want to flip houses. I want to do all stuff. And I go, what's stopping you? Oh, I got bad credit. Well, let's just focus on that. Let's just focus on cleaning your credit so that we can get you excess money to do house flipping, right? But they're like, but I went to 4 or 5 different seminars and they told me I could flip houses with no money down, no credit, no nothing. What happens if you get stuck in a property? What happens when a client takes you to jail? Takes you to court in a lawsuit because you promised you could sell their house in a certain number of days, or you have their house under contract and you don't follow through, or you start working on a house and then you run out of money and the city starts sending you code violations. People don't think through those parts. And so learning as you go is important, but honestly, read 1 or 2 books and go. Start going. A lot of people are kind of over the top. So, and number, just information overload. Just stop. Just start taking action. The more action you take, the busier you get. Like you guys notice, I've done less videos lately, and that's just because everybody went to Houston, and so my painting company required more of my time, and a lot of the projects I do for clients required more time. So I just took some time off videos. But once you start getting truly busy, and the things that bring in you the bulk of your money, that's where you put your focus into. I love doing these videos just because I love interacting with you guys. But a lot of this is, me and you, help whoever, right? Number 3, loneliness. I've suffered this. I know a lot of entrepreneurs suffer this. I know a lot of people who think differently suffer from loneliness. What has happened is I went to several conferences and they said you really have to put it in your schedule. If you don't put it in your schedule, you don't treat yourself like a business. Like, businesses have business hours. And because you love this thing, you'll work on it day and night. You'll write your blogs in the middle of the night. You'll type things all day. You look up ads. You'll do this stuff all day, but you have to learn how to cut yourself to a certain time limit. Yes, it's fun. Yes, I enjoy my business. I enjoy doing all this work. So it's fun for me. But on that tip, I have to create a schedule. You have to say, okay, this is my time from here to here. This is what I'll do. And then you have to start reinforcing it. So my newest thing is, now that I've recovered from my surgery, I go to the gym every day. I'm already dressed in gym clothes right now. I go to the gym every day. I also signed up for kickboxing classes. And then I go to certain, like one happy hour a week. And then I go on some dates, you know, we ain't gonna go there on that part, but like I make an active effort to get involved with my friends, go on like some camping trips and go on some other trips. But you have to actually put that in your schedule. If you don't schedule it, it isn't there. And you guys know how I feel on this channel. If you don't got a calendar book, you ain't been listening to me. This is one of my calendar books. That's my big one. I have a little one. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. That's how most salespeople get down. If it's not in the calendar, it don't exist. Okay. And how do you keep track? How do you track yourself? I wish I could show you my page, but I have too much personal information written all over it. But literally, I'll write money that came in. I'll hand write these things. Sales for today, ads spent for the day, right? I'll just mark it out. I'll mark it down. I'll mark out how many clients I'm talking on the phone with. You know, I'll make a calendar, notes in the book. All throughout the book, you have to kind of, you know, put it in your book, because if you don't, you just get all this combobulated. You know what I mean? People get all over the place and their schedules are messy. Their desks are messy. Their offices are messy. Like, I just can't deal with that, right? It just drives me crazy. So a lot of people see the laptop lifestyle. I don't know what's wrong with my mouth today. And what ended up happening to them, they're out there on the road and it's so fun, but they start to get lonely. I have two friends now who are traveling nonstop. They're always Skyping me. I'm like, girl, shouldn't you be out somewhere? You have to realize some of those lifestyles people are choosing have consequences. So same thing with entrepreneurship. It can be lonely, especially for some of the people I've talked to on the phone with. I feel so sorry for you. You're married, your spouse doesn't get it. They're like, man, if you don't just stay at your job. And I feel for those people. I really do. I understand. I mean, I just feel for them. So number 4, systems. This is so important. We just finished kind of talking about it, but having a system daily, right? What is your daily system? How do you get sales? You know, I have car magnets that sit on the side of my car, and also have bandit signs. And I put out a certain amount every week. The phone should ring a certain amount. That's how I know, right? We should be doing a certain amount of quotes and bids a week. We should be painting 2-3 houses every week. This is how I know we'll be on a 6-figure company, Mark, if we do this, right? You have to have a system, you know, and I challenge everybody here who's watching this video and who will watch it later. You say you want to start your own business, you want to be an entrepreneur. I want you to write a handbook. Now, what do I mean by handbook? I mean, what is the top 10 things daily that must be done? If you, God forbid, you get in a car accident, you can't talk, your mouth wired shut like Kanye West, your foot's up, your leg broke, you can't move, and someone goes, man, what do I need to do for your business? I'll go by the office and help you. There should be like a Batman style book of like, they'll flip it open. I'll just be a black thin notebook, and I'll say the 10 things they got to do, whether that's answer the phones, check the emails, call people back, go check on some properties, whatever it is your company is, they should be able to look it up or tell your employees what to do, right? And so systems are so vital and important. And number 5, we already talked about it, schedules, right? So we already talked about schedules, so I kind of want to kick that out of there. Let's make number 5 money management. Let's just switch it. Number 5 is going to be money management. Know yourself and know your spend, right? Because I love recommending the Acorn app to you guys, the Digit app, Lending Club, because I automatically, just in my system, in my phone right here, like Robinhood app, I'll just check over $12 to buy this particular stock every other day or whatever. I just have a system of like buying particular stocks, sending $25 over to the Lending Club, picking a note. I just have a system of the way I do it. And to me, that's part of my money management, because the money I make goes up and down. And the money I make from painting companies, sometimes some weeks we do $8,000 worth of painting jobs, and some weeks we do 1,000. And then some weeks we did 15,000 a week. But the point of the story is, employees have to be paid. Supplies have to be paid. Sherwin-Williams don't play when you don't pay your account. You know, you have to have these things kept up in a process. And so money management is very important. So that's why I recommend the Acorn app and Digit apps, because, you know, a lot of people say, well, Erica, what about a 401k? You don't have a 401k. How can you save for the future? Down. I put money away into the stock market. I put money away into the Lending Club. These are 3 to 6 year notes. So money's going to be coming back to me 3 to 6 years. And I'm buying another rental property. You know, like, this is the things you do. right? I buy tax liens. I get from Florida. I just like Florida. I know y'all see this. If you've been in the course, it does all the school. I mean, we do about 8 states. I mean, it's crazy if you've been in the course. But the key of it is those same tactics work for probably about 30 states. The paper tactic, the online tactic, and also going up in person. So the key here is, how do you manage your money? You have to know yourself, right? If you know daily you want to eat lunch, and Fridays you want to go to the movies, and your rent costs this much and your car costs this much, you should be able to write that down and be able to tell me. I should be able to call you guys on the phone right now and go, when does your car payment come out? When does your mortgage come out? And when does your light bill come out? Y'all don't know those 3 things off the top of your head. Most people can tell you when the cell phone bills due, but I ain't worried about your cell phone. I'm talking about your major life events, because a lot of people just have too much spend on top. They just have too much spend. Like, when I talk about spend, I mean, I'm talking about, I met a guy, he didn't date him. It was a conversation just at a, in a group event. He was working as a cook, which I had no problem with, and he did Uber on the side. And I was like, this is so great, proud of you. Had a brand new Dodge Charger. And I was like, you're a cook, Bo? And he's like, yeah, pretty much Uber pays for my car. And I'm like, ooh, the gas you running up with that Dodge Charger, Bo. Like, it just was one of those moments where you're like, if he managed himself and didn't go buy that brand new Dodge Charger, it could be better financially for him. He wouldn't have to do Uber every weekend or hours he didn't want to. And I'm trying to find some people who want to come on and share their screen, because there's an app with DoorDash, and I talked to one of the girls, and she took a picture of her earnings, like her earnings for September, October, I think August. She had August on there too. And so I wanted her to be able to share her screen. So that's what I'm trying to wait on. So I know I was going to tell you I was going to bring somebody on for DoorDash, but it's hard. It's people's personal information. I get it. And it's just hard to get people to come on for certain things, right? They're like, oh, no, people don't see my business. And so, like, just her doing DoorDash, I think she did 30 hours and made $500. And she was like, yeah, at the end of the day, it balanced out to $15 an hour at the end of the week. But, she only did 30 hours. And people act like 30 hours is a long time. You can do 30 hours on a Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and be done, right? So people have to figure out themselves and their numbers and their money management. And that's so important, because if you know your bills only come out to $1,600, you're winning. I remember a guy in school in East Carolina. He came out of the Army. He had his GI Bill, and he had a paid off little Honda. It was like a little hatchback Honda, and he liked working on it. But I think his bills are like literally $1,700. And his GI Bill took care of it or something like that. I mean, I think his GI Bill took care of like all his bills to a T. And he was always chill. He always had food at his house. He always did cookouts. When you know your numbers, it makes a world of difference. And some of you who call me and want to do, man, I want to flip houses. I want to do this. Like, Bo, you're spending I'm real country today, so excuse all the language, the bows and the countryness. You're spending like $8,000 a month. So you and your wife, y'all eating out, you're going, you're vacationing. Like, where's the money for you to flip houses? Where's the money for you to invest? I've already told y'all about 2 clients I have. The couple decided, okay, we're gonna listen to you. We're gonna do the digital. Homegirl saved $1,000. She makes $8,000 a month, saved $1,000. She said, never have I ever thought about putting away a solid $1,000 from 2 paychecks. If it wasn't for this app kind of automatically doing it for me, I would have just spent the money on something. She went out with her friends, she'd have ate, she'd have did whatever, And so she's cool chick. But that's the key. Like, if you don't manage your money, it will manage you. If you don't say, I'm gonna save 20% of my money this month, regardless of what it is, you just have some funky times. So ugly side, I'll name the 5 again. No skills. Some people are in it. They don't need to be. They need to go apply for their jobs again. Number 2, learn as you go. Number 3, lonely. Number 4, systems. Number 5 is money management. I'll even say, I'm not saying it's number 6, but like, if you really think about it, corporate level jobs where like there's these big hiring places, it only been around like 50-70 years. 50-70 years. Like, before that, people had their little own grocery stores. They had their own little stuff. You came to the grocery store, you got veggies from them. Farmers came and sold stuff to them. And if you notice on the channel I've been recommending, go look at these sustainable farming places. There's a lot of people doing little farms They still work their job, but they got a little like 1 acre, 2 acre, 3 acre farms and making some serious dough on the side. And I love that because it's so true to like bringing home food for yourself and kind of have an option to sell it if it's too much. You got to figure out that not many people want to go into corporate America and be a lost number, just be in a cubicle doing BS work. Yes, some people do. I get that. But a lot of times you got to know what your day is about, right? And the good side of entrepreneurship is knowing what your day is. I'm never going to tell you guys that it's easy, but there's a lot of people who their main day is Instagram photos and referral codes. I shit you not. Like they have a team. Amanda Bucci, I really love following her on YouTube and Instagram. But literally, homegirl got her nursing degree. It's only been 2 years. Got her nursing degree. Was gonna go be a nurse in LA. Started taking photos. Started doing videos. 3 months later, said, "I'm not even gonna use this nursing degree. Not even gonna use it because I'm making so much money off these sponsors and referral links." So yes, are there stories that win? Are there easy, nice winning parts to it? Yes, there is. It's a beautiful side to it. But there's 1,000 other girls who aren't Amanda Bucci. There's 1,000 other girls who don't know how to manage their money. So they're getting money and they lose it. There's 1,000 other girls who sadly went to Hollywood and encounter people like Harvey Weinstein when they could have just been their own little local, what my friend jokes, Minnesota 10. And I know that sounds horrible, but he calls it a Minnesota 10. He's like, that girl anywhere else wouldn't be that hot. But in Minnesota, she's 10. And they can go from their small town where they live and do that thing and be a winner there. So there are great wins in entrepreneurship. I love the internet kind of kills some things. I kind of want to do a video about how YouTube is breaking Hollywood. And I'll put that in my notes to do that. But let me get some of your comments. Do you have any questions about the ugly side of entrepreneurship? Something I didn't cover, but I think you guys already know, is the lack of support. Your family's not going to be on this. Your family's not going to be like, oh, you want to get on YouTube and record yourself. What? Like that's why people, and I'm not going to say it's why people fail, but a lot of y'all are seeking that validation from the family, and you got to let that go. You got to let that go. And you got to know what you want. Like part of men and women start businesses for two different reasons, right? Men start businesses to take over the world. Take over their town, be the King Kong of their town. Women start businesses so they can have a better family life planning. Also, generationally, they can see their children win. Look, I built this thing, children. You can do it too because mommy started it. It sounds very simplistic, but that is very true. A lot of women, if you watch these videos, they started the business or they started investing in real estate because they realized, oh, when my kids are at school, I can do all these calls. I can knock doors, calls, give offers, and be home by the time they got home from school. That's how a lot of these real estate flipping women and real estate investing women have got there. And a lot of men who were flipping houses, their whole diet, their whole plan changed once they started having children and started buying rentals and apartments because they realized, I have these little people and I can't be flipping a house and take up 70 hours in 1 week when my wife needs me. But if I have rentals and if I have an apartment complex, I can give it to little Johnny. I can give it to little Sarah. So men and women start businesses for two different reasons, but also ultimately it becomes, what is your goal? For me, it's like, I made this money so I could be flexible, fly back and forth to North Carolina and go see my nephews and go have my own children here in the future sometime soon or whatever. Might need a husband for that first. But, you have to kind of say, this is why I'm doing this. What is my ultimate why? I know a girl whose brother, he does all types of different things. He's had several different business ideals and he's always made his own money. And she was clowning him. She has a hair salon and it's down street from my sisters, but she's always clowning her brother. He's always doing these different things. And I go, you guys are both entrepreneurs. The difference is you are in a hair salon. Your brother's willing to try new things. I think that her brother's true issue is he has lack of capital, right? So he can't have workers. So it's one of those things where you literally look at people and you go, you got to do it for you, because if you're doing it for your family to think you're the big dude in the family, like that ain't gonna win. I have clients who they have siblings who do the same thing they do and they won't work with each other because of pride. So again, don't think, oh, cousin or brother, let's do real estate together. Sometimes people won't even work with you and y'all doing the same damn thing. So again, let's go to some of the comments. Let's see what you guys are talking about. I'm not gonna be here all day. I really do need to go to the gym because I have a timer on my phone. Be like, it keeps telling me get your ass to the gym. So let's go in here and see what you guys got. Hey, Irvin Thomas, Sharon Douglas, Haley, I've been meaning to ask you, what do you think about condos? What do you think about condos for investment property? Do you know anything about Morris Invest? Listen, I would go off on a tangent about real estate, and so I'm not. I think there's a million ways to win. Pick a strategy and do it. Call Morris Invest. They actually have their number up there. You can actually call them and talk to them. Very friendly. Key is they work with cash buyers, not loan people. So that means you got to have the capital to roll with them. CJ, peace, Erica. What's up? Okay. Kemet True. Preparation versus application is a delicate balance. It's great to read and prepare, but applying what you learn is key. So they have a thing you guys can Google. It's called Mentor Box. And it's sending books every month to people. And, you know, it's similar to audible.com, but it's actual physical books going to your house. And I think it's a part of that whole Ty Lopez, like, look at all these books I have. And let me be honest, as a woman, I love talking to a man who's read a book. I'm like, oh, look at you reading them damn books. But application is key. Now, here's where a lot of people rubber meets the road. I meet a lot of people say, Erica, my family's talking all this shit stuff to me. They're being rude to me. And I'm trying to drop knowledge on them. I'm trying to drop knowledge on my little sisters, and I'm trying to help them. Here's the key. Your family don't want knowledge from you if you don't have action. Straight up. I remember doing this and doing this and doing this, and my family kind of ignored me. And I used to take pictures of my bank account statements and send it to my mom, because when she would say stuff, I'd be like, just so you know. But what ended up happening is my aunt got ready to retire as a nurse. She went back in. I don't know. She don't know what she wanted to do. And she had a pension fund of in her fund, in her 401k. No, not her 401k. It was like a retirement plan. She had $250,000. And I told her, listen, this is what you do. You just put that money over here in this annuity, and it was two options she had, but it basically was going to give her 10%, like forever. And she was like, oh, that's $5,000 every month. I don't know. And like didn't do it, and later came back to me and apologized and said, you were right. And so the thing of it is, your family, you're not gonna get that family, oh yeah, you're doing good, girl, you're doing good, guy, unless you are taking action. So a lot of people say it's a delicate balance, but what I really see is what happens is your mind is changed, right? And I really enjoy that. When I talk to people and I realize the light bulb came on. So they're reading these books and they're absorbing this energy. And what you need to do is take action and go to conferences. Now, why do I say that? I don't want you to be a conference junkie, because we've always met people like that. But when you go to conferences, you get around a room full of people who think like you, so people don't try to tell you, girl, you crazy for that. That's a crazy ideal. That's crazy to want to travel to Spain. That's crazy to want to build your own business. No, get away from that person. Because what's crazy to them is growth and change. They don't like growth and they don't like change. Why do a lot of women go back to a husband that's cheating or doing something bad to them? They don't like change. Yeah, we can say their heart's tied to it, we can say all this other stuff, but the fear of having to go out into the marketplace after some women have hit the wall and go shop and go really see what's out there for them, it scares them. And honestly, for some of those women, they made a bad choice with that husband, and now they got to prove to their family it ain't a bad choice. I'm gonna stay with Billy. Billy is cheating on you all the time. What is he doing? But we'll leave that alone, because that could go on for another minute. Yep, Erica, thank you for spelling my name right. I laugh because I go, it's Erica with the C and a K. And every time I go to Starbucks, they be like, what? Calls need. I'm sorry, I'm gonna kill your name. I'm starting to believe most people are satisfied with just talking about entrepreneurship. Literally had 8 people this weekend trying to tell me about starting running a business and never done it. Woo! Yes, I'm sorry for that. That was crazy. Here's the thing. I remember having my physical coffee shop, and like 20, 50 people every day of the week come in there telling me how to run it. And I go, oh, you have a coffee shop? Where? Nope, never did. Always like, oh, this is what I think. And I would just laugh, because I go, you think, but you don't know, because you're not doing what I'm doing. Same thing when it comes to this YouTube. I have a lot of fitness YouTube guys go, Erica, just come on over here and do fitness YouTube. It's easier. Go do it. It's easier. And I go, yeah, but I can't. Amanda Bucci. I can't more out fitness some of these girls, and that's not even my life focus. My focus should be, yes, your health is your wealth, but that also comes to food, that comes to yoga, that comes to being flexible. I remember meeting this guy, he was a gorgeous bodybuilder, couldn't touch his toes, couldn't touch his toes, just stacks of muscle, couldn't touch his toes. And the guys in the gym were like, dude, your back's gonna be tore up. You need to get into a yoga class. So there's a whole balance of like people that are doing it and people who are talking about doing it. And studies show you shouldn't tell your major goals to people. You should wait till you get them into them a little bit, because if you tell people about your goals, you'll feel accomplishment, which leads to what? You not doing it. So Malik Campbell, how did you get this smart? Hard work or natural? So long story short, my grandma, my dad, and my sister and me are slightly above average people, intelligence, but that doesn't matter. What I tell people is hard work beats talent, right? So if you're talented and you guys can read books really fast, you do really well on tests, and people used to be like, man, y'all do great on tests. But if you don't apply yourself, or you're just coasting, because I remember being in a lot of these these Brainiac kid classes with some other people in AP or whatever, and a lot of those kids were just coasting. They were making B's in AP classes and C's, and they didn't care. And I'd be like, why are you even in here to coast? So yes, there was a 3-year mark period where I was like struggling after I lost my coffee shop, and I was just reading books and reading books and reading books. And before that in college, I read a ton. And I just remember going, boom, apply. And when you start applying, like some of that data is just in there, right? Like you hear me on here quoting stats, it's like I read for an hour and 30 every morning. Like I read the newspaper, I read some certain blogs, I read a couple of things. I go, that's interesting. And so when I talk about something, it's because I've been following it. The dollar, silver, real estate, the Chinese buying up billions of dollars of real estate. That's why I say I don't follow Americans. I follow the Chinese. What the Chinese doing right now? Oh, they buying up everything in Texas? Me too. That's what I'll do. So, so it's a balance. Like, you create your schedule. I refuel in the morning and then go ahead. T Spartan, Eric, I'm in class right now, but I'm watching this. Nah, man, you better pay attention if you're in class. Don't do me like that. Ray LLC, it's easy for some people to talk than actually do it. It really is. And here's the thing. Like, I know a guy, he is the best at sports. He is like the best. And I'm like, get you a podcast. Because he didn't want to be on video. He loves Colin Cowherd's whole setup, but he didn't want to be on video. So I said, okay, do a podcast. I was like, you and 2 guys or 2 or 3 guys can do a podcast every afternoon or every Sunday afternoon, or not Sundays. I think I told him Saturdays. Like, pick a Saturday and talk about college sports and NFL and like, you could do this, right? And he's afraid. He has everything he needs to do it. And he always thinks of these like cool little whippy shirts. I was like, dude, imagine if you had a sports podcast and it goes #1 on iTunes and you have these shirts and you just do it an hour, or even if you switch it up and we do it an hour 2 or 3 days a week when you come home from work, because he'll be talking about ESPN on Facebook for a solid hour after work every day. I see him. He'll be like, and this and this guy got injured and this. I'm like, dude, just go ahead and start a podcast. Just go start a website and a podcast. And there's a level of it where he's like, well, I'm scared if I take it to a business level and outside my passion, I won't love it anymore. So, I mean, I get that too. But sometimes people make stuff difficult. Brandon Diff, 17 Brandon Diff. Family provide very jaded advice. Yes, it's called tribalism. Glenn and Cameron talk about it a lot, but like my family, I told you guys that. Everybody in my family's done Army. We have 1 Air Force, 1 Navy, and 1 Marine. Yeah, 1 Marine. And the rest are all Army. And then they would come out, use the VA loan, work as police officers or work in government jobs, or start little side businesses. And then they would buy more houses. And when I was like coming out of college, I was like, no, they're like, but you can be an officer. You can do this, Erica. And I was like, I don't want to do it. They're like, but everybody in our family does it. And it was this moment of like, our family's like, why are you tripping? Everybody goes, you better go. And so it's like, sorry. Brandon said, I moved from New Jersey, South Carolina, and been here over a year now. Me and my family are living a blessed life. Dude, the South, New Jersey is rough. I see y'all escaping out of here. Everybody named Mama's leaving New Jersey. South Carolina's got some great homes, great home values, same thing in North Carolina. Malik Campbell, rapper AZ. What's your day about? Listen. Okay. I'll listen to that. Okay. General knowledge. Hey. Yes. Calls me. They do get a hype. They get a hype talking about it. They get like, ha. You've been in business over 15 years, but I'm dumb. Exactly. Oh, you don't know about my ideal. I have a tech ideal. Or you ever see people, you're sitting with them, they're like, I have that ideal. Or on my Facebook channel, you guys, I showed a video, and I think I did a YouTube video on it, about $500. The guy was spending $500 a week to have their business on TV. And some people send me a message, Erica, don't be telling people about that. You're just encouraging people to lose money. Nobody watches TV anymore. Are you kidding me? There's a ton of people, and elderly people, who watch TV all day. They watching Judge Judy. They watching everything. You got college people coming home watching TV all day. There are people watching TV all day. All day. So marketing your business to the point of ad nauseum. You know what I really love? In Austin, there's a car commercial, and everybody hates this guy, but they know who he is. So annoying. But guess what? When you think about buying a car, don't you think about him? So same thing, you know, people, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. My business ideal is different. No, you need sales and you need traffic. Same as everybody else. General knowledge. I focus on my strengths and pay for my weaknesses. Yes, like I tell you on this channel, I pay for a CPA. I pay for somebody to double check my work. I type up books and they get full of misspellings. I have to pay for an editor. You gotta pay sometimes. Paying cost of living. Yes, you have to keep up. You gotta money manage. You gotta know. You just gotta money manage. CJ, how heavy is racism out in South Carolina? See, here's the thing. I'm not going to go on a tangent on that, but in Texas, it's majority Hispanic. Like, no matter what nobody tells you, if you're below Austin, it's majority Hispanic. And Austin's very, very white. But if you go to the Domain on Saturday, you see all the Asian and Hispanic people everywhere. Why? Because there's the people who have the money to spend. You can create the life you want. There's not people running around in South Carolina beating people with sticks. And here's the thing, a lot of people from up north, when they come to South Carolina, North Carolina, or Georgia, they're like, y'all black people up there being too nice. Speaking to people and having manners is not being too nice. That's not racism. That's just you not wanting to learn how to be a civilized Southerner. But anyway, I'll leave that alone. I don't think racism is that bad in a lot of parts. I think if you're moving to rural Western Mountain, South Carolina, I'd be worried about you. Or Western Mountain, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? In the mountains, that's where they be headed out. But in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where we have a ton of black people, there used to be a billboard on I-95 when my mom was a kid, welcome to the home of Ku Klux Klan. Guess what the Lumbies and the blacks did in Robson County? They ran their ass up out of there and took their shit. They took their flag, they took everything, and ran them out with shotguns. Google that on your own, though. It's in the newspaper. Byron the Prize. If I was trying to look into real estate, I live in California, it's so hard to buy property. So where do you suggest a person to look to get into real estate? It depends on your strategy, man. Like I said, you got to know what you want. The mom that made all that money, she's in California. Like, she makes calls to an hour outside of her in California, and she makes calls in Tennessee. So, I mean, the key here is, like I tell you on this channel all the time, I think you should go with turnkeys. A lot of people don't realize how much time and energy it will take to invest in flipping a house or cleaning a house up. When people say, oh, I just need a little cosmetic work. Okay, so you're going to sit there with the contractor to make sure he showed up on time and finished it and locked the doors? Just saying. I'd say tax liens and turnkey companies. Thank you. Thank you. 17 Brad Dip. Southern hospitality. That's right. There's a ton of it. Logic reigns supreme. What do you suggest once invest in $3,000, $5,000 bonus check? Depends on you, boo. Depends on you. I mean, do you have a lot of debt? You pay your debt off. If you have, I mean, Grant Cardone has this thing he says, and I don't necessarily always agree with him, but he goes, people call me like, I got $10,000. He'd be like, that ain't shit. Go put it in the bank. That's ridiculous, because $10,000 is a big deal. But Grant Cardone is always saying, that ain't shit, put it in the bank, right? If you got $3,000 or $5,000, I probably would just set it up in Lending Club notes and leave it there and let me give it some interest. Honestly, I mean, people really, they want to flip stuff all the time, and sometimes you're not in a position yet to flip. Sometimes you just put the money over there and let it get some interest. It just depends on you. I don't know you enough to say, yeah, that's what you should do. Charleston area is beautiful. Okay. Lot of for you. Do you like Texas or California better for atmosphere and opportunity? So I don't know about California, but I do know about Texas and North Carolina. And I will say, opportunity is what you make it. You know, if you're broke, California's breaking you financially, or New York's breaking you financially, or Maryland, or wherever, go where you can get cheaper living, and then you'll have more money to invest. That's all I'll be telling people. You are right about Charleston. It is a little bit more expensive, but Edisto Island, that's where my niece and nephew live. Edisto Island, you know, a lot of those places you can get land. So look, I'm gonna wrap this up. I just had to do this one. Entrepreneurship isn't for everybody. Some people are just hustling. Some people are just doubling their income. I'll probably do another video today after I come back from the gym. I have some thoughts I want to share. So, but thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for commenting. You guys are always awesome. Again, if you want to check out anything, the tax lien course, consulting, they will always be in the links below the show in the description box. So thank you guys for watching today. This is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. Later.